First things first, I'm about to clean some mess up. Ain't no one teach us and want to bring forth to keep us split. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a touchy subject, but I'm not attacking nobody. I'm throwing this out there for everybody. Asking the question, who or what are you? Hyena Chiefs. Moriscos. Moriscos, Castilian, Portuguese, moriscos, Spanish for Moorish, the former Muslims and their descendants of the Roman Catholic Church and the Spanish crown obliged under the threat of death to convert to Christianity after Spain outlawed them the practice of Islam by its sizable Muslim population turned major in the early 16th century. The government distrusted Moriscos and between 1609 and 1640 began to expel them systematically from the various kingdoms of the United Realm. The most severe expulsions occurred in the Eastern Kingdom of Valencia. Okay, that's the most severe, right, family? The exact number of Moriscos present in Spain prior to the expulsion is unknown and can only be guessed on the basis of official records of the the Edict of Expulsion. Furthermore, the overall success of the expulsion is subject to academic debate, with the estimates of the proportion of those who avoided expulsion or returned to Spain ranging from 5% to 40%. The large majority of those permanently expelled settled in the western fringe of the Ottoman Empire and the Kingdom of Morocco. The last mass prosecution against Moriscos for crypto-Islamic practices occurred in Granada in 1727, with most of those convicted receiving relatively light sentences. You hear that? Crypto-Islamic, family. In Spanish, Morisco was also an official colonial era documentation in Spanish America to denote mixed race castes, the children of relations between Spanish men and women of mixed African ancestry. The label Morisco for Muslims who converted to Christianity began to appear in the text in the first half of the 16th century. Pay attention, y'all. Check this out. Though use of the term at the time was limited, usage became widespread in the Christian sources during the second half of the century, but it was unclear whether the Moriscos themselves adopted the term, okay? In their text, it was more common for them to speak for themselves as simply Muslims. In later periods, they may have begun to accept the label. In modern times, the label is widespread in use in Spanish literature and adopted by other languages, including modern Standard Arabic, in which it appears as Amarukhas Arabic. So why y'all not saying that, Moors? The word morisco itself appears in the 12th century Castilian text as an adjective for the noun Moro. These two words are comparable to the English adjective Moorish and noun Moor. Medieval Castilians used the words in general senses of North African or Muslim. The words continue to be used in these older meanings even after the more specific meaning of morisco, which does not have a corresponding noun, became widespread. According to L.P. Harvey, the two different meanings of the word morisco have resulted in mistakes where modern scholars misread historical texts containing morisco in the older meaning as having the newer meaning. In the early years after the forced conversions, check this out, Drew Ali. In the early years after the forced conversions, the Christians used the terms new Christians, new converts, or the longer new Christians converted from Moors, Novos Cristianos, Convertidos de Moros, to distinguish those who converted from Judaism to refer to this group. Okay, now y'all see the split of the Israelites and the Judaism in America, around the world, right? There you go. New Christians, new converts, or the longer new Christians converted from Moros, Nuos de Cristianos, converted Moros, to distinguish from those converted from Judaism to refer to this group. Damn. In 1517, the word morisco became a category. You hear that? A category. I try to tell y'all, man, y'all just need to shut up and listen. This ain't no attack, but y'all need to just shut the fuck up and listen sometimes. In 1517, the word morisco became a category added to the array of cultural and religious identities that existed at the time, used to identify Muslim converts to Christianity in Granada and Castile. The term then was a pejorative adaptation of the adjective morisco, Moorish, and it would soon become the standard term for all former Muslims in Spain. Morisco's first family. In Spanish America, morisco or morisca is a feminine form. Hear that? Identified a racial, okay, peep this. Identified a racial category, a mixed race Castilla, the child of a Spaniard, Espanol, and a mulatto offspring of a Spaniard and a Negro, generally lighter complected person with some African ancestry. The term appears in colonial marriage registers identifying individuals and in the 18th century caster paintings. Family. That could be the reason why we don't know who the hell we are. See, they just cut off lineages and the correct terminology from stuff and then adapted new things and put them on to us. You know what I'm saying? In colonial Spanish America, the term morisco had two meanings. One was for Spanish immigrants to Spanish America who had been moriscos passing for Christians, since moriscos as well as new Christian converted Jews were banned in the late 16th century from immigrating there. One such case, check this out. One such case in colonial Colombia where a man was accused of being a morisco. The court examined his penis to determine if he were circumcised in Islamic and Jewish manner. The more common usage of morisco in Spanish America was for light-skinned offspring of a Spaniard and a mulatto, white and black. In 18th century caster paintings, moriscos were a standard category, shown as the offspring of a Spaniard, Espanol, and a mulatto offspring of a Spaniard and a Negro. Although, check this, although white Indian mixtures, mestizos and castizos were viewed positively, even the light-skinned person with African ancestry was viewed negatively. The term morisco in colonial Mexico was a term loaded with negative connotations. It may be that the term morisco within the register of the offspring of Spaniards and Africans kept moriscos from providing an alternative to the mulatto category. The label morisco appears in marriage registers in Mexico City where brides and grooms declared their racial category for the period of 1605 to 1783. There were 201 moriscas as brides and 149 morisco grooms. The largest group among all the marriages moriscos married mestizas. So the Moors married mestizos, the female version, mestizas, Españolas and moriscas, and Castillas in a large number. It appears that the declarations of caste categories took place at marriage, and at that time of the group seeking the sacrament of marriage, moriscos and mulattoes sought to sanctify their unions with the sacrament of marriage. It might well have been that the category morisco was most important for the Catholic Church. In the Mexico City marriage register, the declaration of caste status had moriscas as moriscos in high numbers, self-declaring as that category. Although moriscos seldom appear in the official documentation as enslaved persons, there are a few examples from 17th century Mexico City of a morisca blanca, white morisca, a white Moor valued at 400 pesos and a morisco valued at 100 pesos. In caster painting, moriscos are simply represented for 18th century Mexico. Where did the moriscos go? The moriscos were transported to North Africa, where at times they were attacked as invaders by the people of recipient countries. Other times, small revolts broke out on ships, causing some of the exiles to be slain with the crew. See, family? That's what I'm talking about. See this? A Spanish and Negra makes a mulatto. The dude is a Spaniard. The Negra, the black lady, is that what you can call it? That's what she is, Negra, and they have a child. That's a mestizo. Again, Spanish and Negra make a mulatto. See? Spanish and India make mestizo. But look, you see what color that is, family? You see that? That's us, family. They was trying to do us like mutts. Peep. A Spanish mulatto and a morisco makes a what? A mulatto, Española. So a mulatto and a morisco make a Spaniard. That's what it's saying. Mulatto on the left, the woman. The Spanish dude on the right, and it makes a morisco in the middle of their child. A morisco